Alright, so in this one, I am going to be comparing Gogeta Blue to Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta because everyone and their mother keeps comparing them, keeps saying this or that, who's this, who's better, who's worse, who's what. Listen, gonna compare them individual units. So if you saw me do it against, I don't know, LF Piccolo and DKP, I compared them. Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Revival Goku, compared them. Same exact thing here. It's more gonna be DKP to LF Piccolo type comparison since one is strike based, one is range type. But it'll be the same thing. Compare units one-on-one, so kit-wise, one-on-one, who's better, and then compare units on their teams that they both go on to see who's better on that team. So obviously the big debate here would be God Key for Gogeta Blue and Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta, right? So let's just start comparing. To look at stars, I think I have a very good representation of how to compare, because both units, you want at least 6 stars. Vegeta is 7 stars right there. Gogeta Blue is 8 stars. Now, I will preface, I have last used Gogeta Blue when he was 6. So, my opinion could be a little more swayed toward Gogeta Blue with him being 8 now. But I have not used him since he was 6. I got him 8 from this banner. Vegeta, obviously 7 from this last banner. So to look, stat-wise, of Gogeta Blue, he is obviously a melee-based unit, 242, 236, 148, 148, critical, Cure Store, Okay, that's what he is. The card's held, he has strike damage up, 20% strike damage inflicted for 2 timer counts when used, and then blast damage up, 10% damage inflicted to self for 10 timer counts when used. He is on God, Key Fusion, Warrior Fusion, Saiyans, and Super Saiyan Blue, basically, which, I mean, whatever, right? So to look at his arts, normal, strike arts, blast arts is 100% the blast damage inflicted against enemy blast armor, okay? Blue card, Stardust Shooter, deals massive impact damage plus 30% the damage inflicted for 15 timer counts upon activation, inflicts enemy attribute downgrade minus 50% to health restore for 20 timer counts on a hit. Then his green card, also his blue card is a short animation by the way, so is Vegeta's, but again we'll talk about them when we get to each thing. His green card, God Counter. Now, this is one of the best green cards in the game, but it's very hard to use and get off. Reduce damage C by 30% for 5 timer counts upon activation. Cannot be stacked. Counter will activate upon enemy strike arts, tap attack, or tackle while in fighting pose. So you pop the green card while they're tap attacking you, strike artsing you, or tackling you. You pop that, and then the following effects occur when you get it off. Draw a strike arts card next, restores own key by 40, plus 50% damage flicker 10 timer counts, cancels enemy attribute upgrades, and inflicts no switching for 5 timer counts. And it can combo into anything besides, obviously, another green card. So, his green card, like I just said, one of the best in the game. Hard to use, but a very good green card. Anything that inflicts a lock-in type, obviously no switching is crazy, cancels their buffs. Name me a unit that can cancel buffs and lock in at the same time with a main ability or anything. There is no unit. Gogeta Blue is the only unit that can do both of those things, right? Yeah, he's getting 50% there, while his uniques, he's stacking damage. We'll get into it, but that green card guarantees basically a kill on any unit. That's not, like, severely tanky. And then his ultimate here, Meteor Explosions, deals supreme impact damage, applies flying effects to self upon activation, 30% ultimate damage inflicted for 3 timer counts, restore or nullifies enemy health restore when reaches 0, so nullifies endurance. When this character attacks for 3 timer counts, same exact thing as Vegeta, it nullifies endurance for 3 counts, so even if you miss the ultimate, let's say you tap attack them, they're at 1 health, they have an endurance like Kid Goku, boom, you nullified it. Even though you missed the ultimate, it was 3 counts in, you got it, and it has blast armor when you use it. Main ability, I'm far stronger than that. Draw the ultimate arts card Meteor Explosion next, restores own health by 30% and key by 40. Gain attribute upgrade minus 100% enemy sustained damage cut effects for 30 timer counts, nullifies own attribute downgrades and our normal conditions for 30 timer counts. Very good heal. Vegeta actually heals 5% more. Key restore, good. And minus 100% the damage cut, he doesn't care about if you cover in. Let's say you are Android 16 covering in who has like what, 60 to 80% damage cut? He doesn't care this Gogeta Blue at all when you pop his main. That's very good. Z ability here is God Key, Fusions, or Movies. Double attack for 30%, and then at 14, even though it doesn't really matter, it's 35% to all those tags, so double attack is very good, I do admit. Unique ability, Ultimate Fusion. Applies flying effects self when battle starts. Plus 60% damage inflicted cannot be cancelled. Reduced damage C by 30% cannot be cancelled. Plus 50% secure recovery cannot be cancelled. Very good. All non-cancelable things. or uncancelable things are amazing. Look at Bergamo. I suck Bergamo off like he's, I don't know, the best thing in the game. He has all uncancelable things that happen in his kit. Same here with Gogeta Blue with his first part is unique. I very much like that. Applies flying effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. Also, before I continue, let me preface my opinion. This is not factual, anything like that. I am going over the kit, and I am stating my opinion who is better in certain circumstances. Do not take this as 100% factual. Please don't harass me about it. I don't gotta deal with it. Alright, applies flying effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. Restores health by 10%. That happens every time he enters. That's crazy. That in itself is crazy. Vegeta heals 10% on green. This guy heals when he enters. This guy's better in that essence. Restores ki by 30. Vegeta doesn't restore ki. This guy's better in that essence. Plus 20% damage inflicted over 20 timer counts. Pretty good. And then game buff effect nullify enemy special actions that activate when changing cover. So he nullifies cover changing for 10 timer counts. Activates 3 times. So you swap him in up to 3 times. He's going to nullify their cover change. That's very good with a lot of fucking cover changes. You see Future Gohan running rampant. You see, I don't know, I can't even think of anyone else. Super Saiyan 3 Goku running rampant. You can't jump cover change. You can't do it. Very good. Very good from Gogeta Blue. There's other unique, all-surpassing power. Now this, I think Vegeta should have had something similar to this, but he doesn't. Plus 25% damage inflicted against a tag. Powerful opponent cannot be cancelled. That's a very big tag. That's not even only villains. Jiren's on it. Pycon is I don't actually Pycon's not on it. Pycon's not on it. Regardless, it's any antagonist, right? So let's say Granola from the manga, he'll be on it, but he's not like an antagonist, he's an anti-hero. It's a very good, you know, unique, because you just have so many units that are going to be added to that tag in the future and the coming months and years and however long this game lasts. And it can't be cancelled. Then he applies flying effects to himself upon landing a strike or blast darts hit. Plus 10% damage inflicted up to 50% cannot be cancelled. Plus 5% ultimate damage inflicted up to 30% cannot be cancelled. Knocks enemy back to long range if a cover change is performed against their strike guards. So if he swaps in on a strike, he can knock them back with his cover change and combo it into a blue card. Now to look at his overall damage inflicted, right? So just damage inflicted, then we'll go over his ultimate damage because they are different, then we'll go over them together. So he gets, what, up to 50% here, right? 50%. And this is at maximum. So we're going to look at him at maximum and then typical. So it would be 75% for his damage inflicted. And then right here, it would be 95%. Right here, it would be 100 and, I can't do math, 55% damage inflicted, right? Then he gains no damage inflicted from his main ability. But he does gain damage inflicted from their screen card. So this Gogeta Blue would be at 205% damage inflicted. Then let's say you stack the ultimate stuff on it, so that's 30%. That's 235% damage inflicted. Then you have his other one here. That's 265% to Gogeta Blue's ultimate damage inflicted. Now let's say you remove the 60%. That's 305%. If Gogeta Blue is in his optimal scenario, he has all build up. He will have 305% to a unit. Let's say LF Broly is doing a Strike Arts full range, and you have your Gogeta Blue built up, you just pop the green card, all that shit. You have everything going for you in every circumstance. This Blast Arts will do 305% damage inflicted when he pops it. His ultimate, 260%, 265% in his ideal scenario, 205% to his overall damage inflicted. If you're really getting lucky, you'll get that, but let's say typical circumstance, right? You're not going to be fully built up every time. Gogeta Blue is going to hover around 120 to about 180% damage inflicted. Understand that number, right? 120 to 180. I'm even going to write this shit down so I can compare it to Vegeta. That's what he's going to stand out for most of a match. Say? So compare his stats, 120 to 180. Now let's look at Vegeta, right? And Gogeta Blue is probably on better teams than Vegeta, just saying. But to continue, Vegeta, so 7 stars, right next to each other. 8 stars is not a big gap. That's like a 2 to 3% increase. It's nothing crazy, so let's look. Right, Vegeta, really bad stats. 223, 227. Gogeta Blue has 20k above him on both stats there. Defense is about the same, about 3 to 1k lower on the blast defense. Critical Ki Restore about the same, a little bit higher for Vegeta. So nothing crazy there. his normal strike arts, then blast arts, blast cards with 20% to blast damage inflicted, 2 timer counts when used. Then he's on Saiyan, God Ki, Vegeta Family, and obviously Super Saiyan Blue. Again, the comparison will be on God Ki once we get through Vegeta's kit here. So to look, obviously he's a range type. Strike, normal, blast, reduces enemy ki by 30 on hit. It's not the greatest. It's tedious to deal with. I think the red DBS Frieza does something in the same essence. I don't think it's the same exact thing. I think it's similar enough to where they're both tedious, right? So it wouldn't be the craziest thing that he's doing this little attribute of reduces enemy ki by 30 on hit, but it definitely is something that adds to Vegeta's value, if nothing else. Final Flash deals massive impact damage and nullifies own unfavorable element factors for 3 timer counts upon activation. Seals enemy blast arts on hit. The sealed arts cannot be used for 5 timer counts. Now this is very good. I would say this guy's blue card is just better, right? Just straight up better. Why? Nullify own unfavorable element factors for 3 timer counts upon activation. I said this earlier in the 1 PM video. Let's say you drop combo intentionally and you throw that blue card and you have a red unit in. Well, they're going to probably try to attack you instantly, or they're going to do something. Let's say they try to attack you instantly and you drop that blue card, they sidestep. Well, you have a Rising Rush. You Rising Rush that red unit, you can kill because Vegeta's type neutral for 3 timer counts. That's a very good blue card. It's a fast animation. It's better than Gogeta Blue's. So, Vegeta's winning there. Green card, full power release. Randomly draws 1 new card, restores own health by 10%, plus 25% damage inflicted for 30 timer counts. Cannot be stacked, cannot be cancelled. Reduce damage received by 20% for 30 timer counts. Cannot be stacked, cannot be cancelled. His green card is worse than Gogeta Blue. Straight up, that's it. His blast arts, strike arts are worse than Gogeta Blue because they don't buff as much as Gogeta Blue. And his green card's the same thing. Gogeta Blue gets this when he comes in. He'll get 20% when he comes in. He'll get 10% health back when he comes in. Gogeta Blue's green card is one of the best in the game. It's just very hard to use, but if you do learn to use it, it is one of the best. This one is not very good, but it does offer some goodness to it. It's just, compared to Gogeta Blue, it's nothing. Then his ultimate, Limit Breaking Blow, deals supreme impact damage, so same multiplier as Gogeta Blue. Applies full effects to self upon activation, plus 20% to ultimate damage inflicted for 3 timer counts. Applies attribute upgrade, minus 50% to enemy sustained damage cut effects for 3 timer counts, and nullifies endurance when this character attacks for 10 timer counts. So this guy's ultimate is actually better. I thought it was the same thing as 3 timer counts, but no. He nullifies endurance for 10 timer counts after popping his ultimate. And again, you had that situation. You could do a strike or 2 and then kill somebody with endurance even after you miss or don't kill with your ultimate. And obviously he does have blast armor on this, so it is good there. But I think Gogeta Blue actually gets 30% here, while Vegeta only gets 20%, so it's a give and take at that point. Main ability. Now you can finally see my all. Draw the ultimate arts card Limit Breaking Blow next. Restores own health by 35%, plus 20% special move, awakened, and ultimate damage inflicted by allies for 30 timer counts. Applies buff effect, nullify enemy special actions that activate when changing cover to self for 10 timer counts. Now, this isn't crazy. Gogeta Blue heals, what, 5% less? Okay, so Vegeta wins technically in there. Plus 20% to special move, awakened, and damage inflicted by allies for 30 timer counts. That's good. Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta does the same thing. It's not crazy. It's definitely good if you have more a blue card centric team, but this Vegeta doesn't have that. If Vegeta had a lot more blue cards just able to use out of thin air, then sure, this would be good, but it's not that crazy. The main problem here with this main ability, you don't see ki. There's no ki. He doesn't gain ki on main ability. And LF doesn't gain ki on main ability. Yeah, imagine that. In 2021, they fucked them on that. And then he applies Nullify Cover Change. I mean, Gogeta Blue has it essentially an entire match, while Vegeta only has it for 10 counts, so it doesn't really matter, right? Vegeta loses in this circumstance of main abilities easily. Just, he has more health restore, but Gogeta Blue has better health restore overall. Z ability, he has USS, God Ki, and Vegeta Family, Blast Tech, and Strike Defense, which he has a higher percentage by 2%, but Vegeta Family's not that great, USS isn't that great, and God Ki is his only really good tag that you can really run him in realistically to look phenomenal. Compared to Gogeta Blue, he has movies, he has God Ki, he has fusions, though you do have Maju who could replace him. He's still a good option on those teams. A main option on probably 2 of them. while this Vegeta is being argued for even being a contender for main option on God Key. While Vegeta family is just ass, it doesn't matter if he's a main option, the team's ass, and USS is also pretty mid, so it doesn't matter if he's a main option, the team's mid. Then it also goes up to 35%. That's weird. Gogeta Blue had 30 at 6 stars, and then this guy's 32. I guess it makes sense, kind of. Not really. Unique ability, Shattering Through Limits. Applies flying effects to self when battle starts. 90% of damage inflicted cannot be cancelled. Reduces damage by 30%, cannot be cancelled. Applies flying effects to self if own key is 35 or lower after using an arts card. Restores ki by 20, plus 25% damage inflicted for 15 timer counts. While this character is on the battlefield, applies flying effects to self when causing a character with a revive. When the health reaches 0, effect to revive. Nullifies own unfavorable LN factors for 30 timer counts and reduces enemy Dragon Balls by 2. So after using this Vegeta for a little bit, I'm gonna be honest, this doesn't matter. It's the same thing as Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. There's not enough revival units, right? The people that are running their revival units won't let this circumstance happen, and if they do, their team is so good it doesn't matter. Regen is a very good team, so if you do run into Cell, it won't matter. Oh no, 2 balls and 30 counts, okay. What does it really matter if he's neutral, this Vegeta? He's not going to do the craziest thing, and they still have a revival. They're still going to make you swap if you have no Vanish. Even though you're neutral 30 counts, you're wasting about 10 counts because you have to leave because you have no Vanish, because they made you waste your Vanish to even get the circumstance to happen. They're reducing their balls by 2. They'll draw 2 fucking cards next, and then they'll get their balls back. It doesn't matter. 90% is good. 30% damage received reduced is good. He is one of those units, like I mentioned in the beginning, that needs stars to look good, so having that with the 7 stars will help him. This whole thing, I did the 1 PM video, kind of not going through it, but trying to make this the best it could be. And while doing that, I learned, while it is good, it can't be abused or broken, and since that is the case, this whole unique is just worse than Gogeta Blue. That's it. He just doesn't get enough. This guy wants to be Green Goku Black, because Green Goku Black has a similar thing, where, he gets a card, he'll get ki. This guy, when he gets below a certain amount of ki, he'll get ki back. It's a similar essence of each other. But the thing is, Green Goku Black has card draw speed. This guy doesn't. This guy needs card draw speed to even be in that discussion of a Green Goku Black-esque unit. He doesn't have that, so he's not going to infinite combo. Realistically, if I'll be honest, he'll probably get 5 to 6 cards off. Maybe, if you're lucky, getting like Blast Arts and doing charge steps. And that's if you have like 3 Blast Arts and like 1 strike. But besides that, you're not going to see anything impressive because getting below that 35 ki is hard. A lot of units give you ki on swap-in. So unless there's a unit that only gives ki recovery on swap-in, then Vegeta will be dominant. But right now, there's not somebody that really does that for him. Super Saiyan Blue Goku kind of tries to offer it, but he doesn't really do it that well. He does enough, right? He doesn't have to give ki on swap-in to be good. It's that this Vegeta needs it to be good, or at least better than he is now. Sparking Power. The flying effects occur when changing cover. Randomly destroys one of your own cards and draws a special move arts card next, activates once, and reduces damage C by 20% until combo ends. Knocks enemy back to long range if a card changes his form against their Blast Arts attack, so obviously he card changes against Blast Arts into a blue card that he draws when he covers in, whether it be his cover change or just a normal cover change off a strike, off a blue, off a green, whatever. He cover changes in, he gets a blue card basically. The flying effects occur when enemy switches character while his character is on the battlefield. Randomly draws 1 new card when you have 3 or fewer, plus 20% to damage inflicted 15 time counts. I've, again, played a lot of this Vegeta, and you barely see this, because Vegeta just doesn't hit hard enough. Nobody's going to swap in. Just not. And if they do, they're going to swap into type advantage, because Reds are dominant. Now, this should have been... If his blue card, for the first time it is used, locked in, this would be very good, right? Because it's cool. Okay, I'll cover change in. But it doesn't do anything crazy. Like, you look at his blue card effect, it doesn't even get damage inflicted. It doesn't get 30% to special move damage inflicted. He doesn't get any blue card craziness besides from his main ability. This Vegeta just doesn't do enough from that blue card that he's going to get when he covers in. Because if you successfully cover in, you're going to get a free blue card. That's nice. But I probably would rather use it somebody that's getting blue card damage inflicted instead of just, okay, no damage inflicted on my blue card, but it's type neutral. Like, he needed that. He needed a lock-in on it, or he needed damage inflicted on his blue card. Him having neither really sets him down. To be honest, we're going to look at his damage inflicted stuff, but I'm going to be realistic with it, right? So it'll be the fake unrealistic where he can get his, 305% like Gogeta Blue, and then we'll look at realistic. So let's see. 20% there for damage inflicted. 25%, that's 45%. This is, what? 135% damage inflicted for Vegeta. That's it. 135%, okay? Wow. 155% there from his main ability to his blue card, so I'm being generous. And then he gets, what? 180%. And then 200% for his ultimate, okay. So Vegeta, on his ultimate, can do 200% damage inflicted. On his blue card, he can do 180%. And on his normal, he can do 150%. Now, realistically, what are you going to get with Vegeta? You're not going to get this. So, 130%. Okay, let's drop down a little bit. Then, you'll get this. Sure, we'll be honest. Vegeta will have about 100 to 130% to damage inflicted. While Gogeta Blue consistently, after the first combo, which is not hard to do, will have about 160 to 200% damage inflicted. Yeah, Vegeta's not as good. I'll just be honest. Now, I tried hard to say that he's better. Now, the only reason I had that argument is because Vegeta can get up to 70% cut. Now, it's very situational. It's very circumstantial. I think the only reason that doesn't work is because his stats are just so low. He shouldn't have such low attacks. He shouldn't have such low defenses. I know it's equal to Gogeta Blue, but the difference is Gogeta Blue isn't trying to be a tank. Vegeta is trying to be a tank. 70% cut is great, but you have to pop a green card to get it, and it's only for 20 counts. So realistically, that 70% cut is going to be for maybe 2 or 3 cards. If you get lucky, that'll happen. Unconditionally, he'll have 50% cut, which is fine. But again, he's an LF. He doesn't have the crazy stats. He doesn't have these topo stats. He's not going to be a 9-star, 14-star unit. Him even being 7 stars here is a godsend to anyone, because realistically, how are you going to have a 7-star Vegeta on the first banner, or in any banners, considering how many LFs we get, how many times they return? It's not realistic. It's not something you're going to see often. But yeah, to look at the full God Key tag and really make this comparison more blunt and obvious than it truly needs to be, you have Vados. And Vados, if you don't know, Vados is Gogeta Blue's best friend, because main ability, heals. Unique ability, heals. So Gogeta Blue is getting 20% health back when he comes in. Vegeta needs to pop 2 green cards to get that, and Vegeta gets no green cards off his kit. There's not much else to say on that, right? Vegeta, he could have a best friend in it of Kaba, but where are you going to run Kaba? I guess you could run them on Universe Survival Saga, but this guy's not even buffing the goddamn tag. And to look what he gives here, he gives Strike Damage Inflicted. I assume that'll change to like overall damage inflicted for Vegeta, because he obviously is blast-based. And then maybe they'll give him Key Recovery to Vegeta's when this guy is switched to Standby. But again, the argument is God Key, and Kaba obviously not being God Key, Vegeta has no friends here. Now, Super Saiyan Blue Goku does help him, if we look at his uniques here, where he is giving a little bit of damage inflicted, if I could find it. Yeah, plus 10 to damage inflicted by ally tag God Key for 15 time counts. He's giving bare minimum help to your God Key units, but there's legitimately no one else that could help this Vegeta. You could run this purple Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, but then you're putting yourself at a detriment. There's no one that could help this Vegeta besides Kaba and or this Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta that could Zenkai, but he's not Zenkai, right? So it doesn't matter. Then you could argue this guy, but again, he's just not doing enough for your allies, if I could even find his unique. Yeah, 20% damage inflicted, 20 timer counts, and then 20% to key recovery. Vegeta needs like 50% to key recovery to look very good. It's just it. He needs card draw or he needs a lot of key recovery. If he doesn't get one or the other, he's not going to do crazy. And that only being 20%. Gogeta Blue is definitely the better unit. I would say if you have let's say a 3-star Gogeta Blue, a 3-star Vegeta somehow, right? Who should you Z-power? Gogeta Blue. You're going to have a higher star Vados than a non-existent support for Vegeta, if you're a God Key main, right? Or you'll have at least a 6-star Vados already, then get her up to 9, whatever. Let's say you just get them both at 3 stars. Who's better? Gogeta Blue. He's going to be building up. Sure, he takes longer, but he has more survivability. Not more durability, but he has more survivability, more damage. Nullifying special cover change will never be bad. And Vegeta only getting that for 10 counts, while Gogeta Blue has that essentially a full match because you're not going to really need to swap him out more than 3 times. With that 20% health restore every time he comes in off of Vados. Then he gets healed by Vados on main, then he heals on his own main. Gogeta Blue is definitely the better unit. Vegeta doesn't have that much value. I understand why he is what he is. Him being a yellow God Key unit that is range type. Because they don't have a range type yellow God Key unit. Like, you look here, we have Super Saiyan God Vegeta, who's strike-based. You have this guy, you have Champa, who, he's aged. And then you have an LF Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. You want to pair him with Super Saiyan Blue Goku, but again, no key recovery, it hurts Vegeta. He is good, don't get me wrong, Vegeta is good, but Gogeta Blue is just simply outclassing Vegeta. Again, this is just my take from reading their kits, going over everything, literally page by page, info by info, stat by stat, who is going to be better overall, long term. From reading everything here, I do think Gogeta Blue is better, but if you guys don't care who's better, use whoever the fuck you want. If you guys want to use Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta, use them. I like using them. I know Gogeta Blue's better. I like using Vegeta. That's it. If you like using them, use them. If you like using Gogeta, use them. It doesn't matter. This is just analytical, so you guys can understand who is better, so you guys know, just for the future, for now. Obviously, with Gogeta Blue being better, there's no should you summon, don't summon. Gogeta Blue's better. Vegeta's great, Gogeta Blue's better. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next one.